Socrates, who lived between 469 and 399 BCE, stands as one of the most revered philosophers in human history. Often considered the founder of Western philosophy, Socrates' approach to knowledge through systematic doubt and continuous questioning laid the groundwork for the philosophy of skepticism. Though he wrote nothing himself, his profound influence on philosophy is documented through the dialogues of his students, notably Plato, Aristophanes, and Xenophon. These dialogues birthed a new literary genre, the Socratic dialogue, capturing his method of inquiry and debate. Despite his significant contributions, Socrates is also remembered for his tragic end. In 399 BCE, he was accused of corrupting the youth of Athens and not recognizing the city's official gods. After a swift trial, he was sentenced to death. He spent his final day in prison, refusing to escape, embodying the principle that true philosophy requires challenging societal norms, even at great personal risk. His life and death underscore the foundational ethos of philosophy, the relentless pursuit of truth. Socrates' impact was so profound that each era is said to produce its own Socrates, a testament to the timeless relevance of his teaching. His appearance, personality, behavior, and philosophical methods captivated those around him, prompting many, including Plato, to immortalize his ideas. Although we rely on indirect evidence of his thoughts, Socrates' core teachings transcend centuries, offering timeless wisdom. In this video, we delve into 9 life lessons from the philosophy of Socrates that can help you lead a more thoughtful and meaningful life. These teachings remain as relevant today as they were in ancient Athens, guiding us to question, reflect, and live with integrity. If you find these insights valuable, please give this video a thumbs up and share it to spread the wisdom. Don't forget to subscribe to Stoic Quotes 365 and hit the notification bell for more philosophical lessons. Thank you for watching, and let's embark on this journey of learning together. Number 1. Open yourself to the truth. Socrates famously said, "The only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing." This statement, known as the Socratic paradox, appears contrary to common sense, yet it captures a profound truth. When the Oracle of Delphi proclaimed Socrates the wisest man, he humbly responded that his wisdom lay in recognizing his own ignorance. This admission is the foundation of true knowledge. Acknowledging that we don't have all the answers opens the door to learning and growth. Socrates developed a mental model for seeking truth called elenkos, or the Socratic method. This involves analyzing all elements of an argument, examining the hypotheses on which the argument is built, and determining if these hypotheses are based on facts, and if they are valid. For instance, if someone asserts that a particular diet is the healthiest, applying the Socratic method would involve questioning the evidence, understanding the underlying assumptions, and evaluating the sources of information. This approach is crucial even today, as it fosters critical thinking and helps us navigate complex issues in life and society. Simply going through the motions, eating, sleeping, working, and procreating, without questioning our actions or beliefs, makes us no better than animals. Socrates believed that such a life is not worth living. Therefore, it's essential to continually learn, ask questions, and develop ourselves. Never assume that knowing something is enough. Always seek evidence and refresh your knowledge. Imagine working in an engineering department where you're required to follow a specific design methodology, but you don't understand why. Instead of blindly following orders, apply the Socratic method. Ask your boss questions to understand the rationale behind the methodology. Who proved it's the best? What are its limitations? By questioning and understanding the reasons, you might discover better ways to approach the design, potentially improving the overall quality of your work. This process of questioning and seeking truth not only enhances your knowledge and skills, but also improves your career. Acknowledging what you don't know puts you in a position to learn more, develop expertise, and contribute more effectively. Socrates' teaching encourages us to embrace our ignorance as a starting point for growth and understanding. Incorporating this principle into your daily life will lead to greater self-awareness and intellectual humility. By opening yourself to the truth and continually questioning your knowledge, you develop a deeper, more meaningful understanding of the world and your place in it. Number 2, be courageous. According to Socrates, he is a man of courage who does not run away, but remains at his post and fights against the enemy. Socrates embodied this principle throughout his life, standing firm in his beliefs and actions, even when they put him at odds with society. His contrarian nature, evident in his looks, behavior, and method of questioning, often clashed with Athenian norms. His refusal to acknowledge the official gods and his relentless pursuit of truth led to his arrest in 399 BCE for corrupting the youth. Despite a trial that lasted only a single day, Socrates was sentenced to death. Offered the chance to escape, he chose to stay and face his fate, dying by drinking poison hemlock. His courage remained steadfast until the very end. Socrates' life teaches us the importance of standing up for our moral principles, regardless of the consequence. For example, imagine your boss asks you to betray a colleague. Courage means refusing, even at the risk of being fired. In another scenario, during a family reunion, you overhear an older relative making a racist remark. Courage involves speaking up and initiating a difficult conversation, challenging those harmful beliefs. Courage isn't just a desirable trait. It's the mark of a moral human being. Remaining silent in the face of injustice means aligning yourself with the wrongdoer. Socrates refused to conform to the political and religious norms of his time, always seeking the real truths behind common beliefs. This courage to stand against societal currents, to question and challenge, is a powerful lesson for us. For instance, in your workplace, if you see unethical practices, it takes courage to report them or refuse to participate, even if it puts your job at risk. In social settings, challenging bigoted views, even if it causes discomfort, is necessary to promote justice and equality. By standing up for what is right, you not only uphold your own integrity, also inspire others to do the same. Socrates' example teaches us that courage is essential in both small and significant moments of life. It's about not running away from confrontation or difficulty, facing it head-on with steadfastness. Whether it's in defending a colleague, challenging unjust practices, or speaking out against bigotry, courage is the foundation of a virtuous life. Emulating Socrates, we should strive to be courageous in our daily lives, standing firm in our beliefs and actions. This courage defines our character and shapes a more just and ethical world. Number 3, be authentic. Socrates once said, "The greatest way to live with honor in this world is to be what we pretend to be." Socrates never shied away from proclaiming his views, no matter the danger. He didn't take sides in politics. Instead, he focused on seeking the truth, rather than chasing political and social status. His unwavering commitment to authenticity led him to trial and a premature death. Yet, it is this courage to be authentic that has immortalized his name. Socrates' boldness extended to admitting his ignorance on many subjects, openly asking questions to uncover the truth. He didn't polish his appearance to impress others. He remained true to who he was. This level of authenticity is challenging, but it teaches us to be more straightforward and honest, aligning our true selves with the ideals we hold. For instance, rather than seeking other approval through superficial means, focus on shaping your character. If you're not happy with your appearance, work on building muscles or losing weight, instead of buying clothes to fake confidence. Socrates' approach encourages us to stop pretending to be someone we're not, and to invest that energy into genuine self-improvement. Imagine you're in a work environment where people often embellish their achievements to gain favor. Instead of following this trend, focus on your actual skills and contribution. By being honest about your abilities and areas for growth, you build a reputation for integrity and reliability. This authenticity can lead to deeper trust and respect from your colleagues, much like how Socrates earned respect through his unfiltered pursuit of truth. Additionally, embracing authenticity means addressing the root causes of your insecurities. For example, if you feel inadequate in social settings, work on your communication skills, rather than pretending to be overly confident. By doing so, you develop genuine confidence that stands the test of time. Authenticity also means embracing your imperfection. Socrates didn't try to appear perfect. He acknowledged his flaws and sought knowledge from others. This humility allows for continuous growth and learning. If you're working on a project and encounter a problem, Instead of pretending you know the solution, seek advice and collaborate. This openness not only enhances the project's success, but also fosters a culture of learning and cooperation. Ultimately, being authentic is about aligning your actions with your values and beliefs, rather than conforming to external expectations. It's about living truthfully and with integrity, just as Socrates did. By being genuine, you not only honor yourself but also inspire others to do the same. This path of authenticity leads to a more fulfilling and honorable life, echoing the timeless wisdom of Socrates. Number 4. Be humble. Socrates tells us, pride divides men, humility joins them. Despite his unpleasant appearance, short, with a big belly, rough facial features, bulging eyes, and a snub nose, Socrates didn't let this affect his demeanor. He wore the same cloak every day, lived a poor life, and didn't concern himself with hygiene or fine dining. This humility allowed him to speak with people from all walks of life, whether in the marketplace or other public areas. He engaged with men and women, young and old, slave and free, rich and poor. His humble nature granted him a unique freedom and the opportunity to interact with a diverse range of individuals. While few of us would choose to adopt Socrates' austere lifestyle, we can still embrace aspects of his humility to gain more freedom and fully experience life. Humility means being free from pride and arrogance. The higher your status in society, the more you need to practice humility. For example, if you're a manager in a factory, it takes humility to listen to your employees' suggestions on improving teamwork. Adopting an arrogant attitude deprives you of valuable insights from those on the front lines. Consider a manager who respects and values their staff. This respect fosters a culture where employees feel valued and are more likely to offer their best work. They perform the primary functions of the business and possess unique insights that management might overlook. When staff feel genuinely valued, they reciprocate with respect and increased productivity. By creating such a connection, employees are more likely to open up and provide feedback, can improve operations. Humility makes us more approachable, enhancing our connections with others and leading to better opportunities. Socrates' humble demeanor allowed him to connect with a wide range of people, gaining insights and wisdom from diverse perspectives. Similarly, practicing humility in our lives enables us to learn from others, fostering mutual respect and collaboration. For instance, in a corporate setting, a CEO who remains humble and approachable can inspire trust and loyalty among employees. This openness encourages a flow of ideas and innovations that can drive the company forward. By valuing and respecting each team member, the CEO creates an environment where everyone feels included and motivated to contribute their best. In essence, humility is not about self-deprecation, but about recognizing and valuing the contributions of others. It's about understanding that no matter our position, there is always something to learn from those around us. This mindset not only enriches our personal and professional relationships, but also broadens our perspectives and deepens our understanding of the world. By embracing humility, we open ourselves to new experiences and opportunities for growth. Socrates' life teaches us that true wisdom and connection come from being humble, respecting others, and continuously seeking knowledge. Number 5. Beware the busyness of life. Socrates once said, "Beware the barrenness of a busy life." In the late 5th century BCE, many Athenian men sought fame, wealth, honors, and political power, leading lives filled with constant activity but lacking true happiness. Socrates, however, chose a different path. Despite his popularity, he neither labored for a living nor voluntarily participated in state affairs. He embraced poverty and focused on teaching others to think for themselves, rather than filling their minds with information they might never use. For Socrates, a life driven by money or fame was empty, without real purpose. Socrates' life teaches us the importance of not letting busyness overshadow meaningfulness. Today, we face countless activities and endless choices. If we don't limit our desires for more money, possessions, or fame, we risk filling our time with activities that leave no room for reflection or genuine enjoyment. For example, imagine a professional constantly working overtime to climb the corporate ladder, only to find themselves burnt out and unfulfilled. Running after money and fame without purpose only drains our time and energy. Instead, we should focus on what truly matters, Think about what brings you genuine joy and fulfillment. For instance, if spending time with family and friends or pursuing a creative hobby makes you happy, prioritize these activities over chasing societal expectations. Like Socrates, who found purpose in teaching others to think critically, find what gives your life meaning and devote your energy to it. To live a meaningful life, start by identifying activities that resonate with your values and passions. You don't have to do everything you're capable of. Instead, focus on what truly matters to you. This might mean saying no to certain obligations or cutting back on tasks that don't add value to your life. For example, if you're passionate about volunteering, allocate more time to community service rather than attending every social event. In our fast-paced world, it's easy to get caught up in the hustle and bustle, losing sight of what's important. By following Socrates' example and prioritizing meaningful activities, we can find greater fulfillment and happiness. Remember, life's true richness comes from depth, not breadth. Engage in activities that enrich your soul and contribute to your personal growth, rather than simply filling your schedule. Ultimately, a meaningful life is about quality, not quantity. Reflect on your daily activities and ask yourself if they align with your true purpose. This self-awareness will help you make better decisions and lead a more fulfilling life. Just as Socrates chose a life of purpose over busyness, we too can find joy and meaning by focusing on what truly matters. Number 6, be a citizen of the world. Socrates stated, "I am not an Athenian or a Greek, but a citizen of the world." This declaration reminds us not to be confined by artificial borders. We should see ourselves as global citizens. Today, more than ever, there are things that unite us rather than separate us. Yet we often think of ourselves in localized groups, our street, town, county, or country. The internet shows us that we might have more in common with someone thousands of miles away than with our own neighbor. We are all human beings, no more, no less. Judging someone based on nationality, skin color, gender, or other superficial differences, rather than their behavior and actions, is nonsensical. Socrates understood this well, even in a time when Greece was divided into smaller states like Athens and Sparta, often at war. He refused to take political sides, focusing on finding objective truth, rather than aligning with a particular group. For instance, imagine meeting someone from a different country. Instead of focusing on their different attire or customs, recognize the shared human experiences and needs you both have. Everyone needs food, shelter, a sense of community, and security. These common needs form the basis for meaningful connections and understanding. Socrates' wisdom teaches us to prioritize common moral principles that connect us rather than apparent differences. When we meet someone from another culture, focus on what unites us. For example, if you encounter a colleague from another country, instead of fixating on their different work habits or communication style, appreciate your shared goals and collaborative potential. This perspective fosters inclusivity and breaks down barriers. It encourages us to look beyond superficial differences and engage with others on a deeper level. By embracing the idea that we are all citizens of the world, we cultivate empathy and global solidarity. In our daily lives, this means being open to learning from different cultures and perspectives. If you travel abroad, immerse yourself in local culture and traditions, appreciating the diversity that enriches our world. At home, seek opportunities to connect with people from diverse backgrounds, whether through community events, online forums, or cultural exchanges. Ultimately, being a citizen of the world means recognizing our shared humanity and acting with compassion and understanding. It's about building bridges rather than walls, fostering unity rather than division. By adopting this global mindset, we contribute to a more harmonious and connected world. Socrates' timeless wisdom reminds us that our true identity transcends geographical and cultural boundaries. We are all part of the human family, and our strength lies in our unity. Embrace this philosophy and let it guide your interactions and relationships, creating a world where everyone feels valued and understood. Number 7. Be happy with less. Socrates posits that the secret of happiness is not found in seeking more, but in developing the capacity to enjoy less. Happiness is the end goal of our desires and requires effort. Fewer desires we have, easier it is to achieve happiness. Socrates believed that true happiness lies in leading a moral life and being just. By embracing these virtues, you can find peace, contentment, and a reduced desire for possessions. Happiness is not a result of accumulating more, but a mindset that allows you to enjoy the small things in life. Rather than yearning for luxury items, focus on cultivating an inner state of contentment. Socrates teaches us to work more on our inner state of mind rather than trying to possess as many things as possible. Introduce happiness into your life by making small, positive changes daily. Start by practicing meditation, taking a short walk after lunch, participating in sports, writing a diary, or connecting with friends and relatives. Even watching your favorite comedy can uplift your spirits. Over time, these small habits accumulate, increasing your overall level of happiness. Consider someone who spends a significant amount of time and money on acquiring the latest gadgets. While the initial excitement might bring temporary joy, it often fades quickly. On the other hand, someone who practices mindfulness and appreciates nature finds lasting happiness in simple pleasures. They might take daily walks, enjoy the beauty of a sunset, or spend time gardening. These activities cost little but offer profound satisfaction. Don't expect a new apartment, car, or even winning the lottery to make you happy. Real happiness requires less effort than you might expect, and usually consists of developing small habits you can follow and build on every day. By being a moral person and focusing on practicing healthy habits, you can find happiness with surprisingly little effort. Socrates' wisdom encourages us to look inward for fulfillment. Instead of chasing material wealth, strive for moral integrity and simplicity. For instance, a person who volunteers regularly might find more joy and meaning in life than someone who constantly seeks promotions and pay raises. Volunteering fosters a sense of community and purpose, contributing to genuine happiness. In our modern world, it's easy to get caught up in the pursuit of more money, more possessions, more achievements. However, Socrates reminds us that true happiness comes from appreciating what we have and finding joy in less. By simplifying our lives and focusing on what truly matters, we can achieve a deeper, more lasting sense of contentment. Embrace the philosophy of enjoying less and being content with what you have. Cultivate small, meaningful habits and lead a moral life. In doing so, you'll discover that happiness is not a distant goal, but a present reality, attainable with a simple shift in mindset and daily practice. Number 8. Don't seek vengeance. As we learn from Socrates, one should never do wrong in return, nor mistreat any man, no matter how one has been mistreated by him. For Socrates, vengeance is by definition unjust, and there is never a good motivation to justify it. This philosophy on vengeance is expressed in one of the dialogues of Plato, where Socrates debates Polemarchus, who believes that if it is just to give each man what is owed, so too it is just to do good for a good friend and to do harm to an enemy. Socrates made Polemarchus realize that when harmed, human beings tend to become less virtuous, not more. While it may be cathartic to balance the scales by acting on the ancient expression, an eye for an eye, the net result is that you drive your enemies towards further immorality. Harming someone makes neither you nor them a better person. Thus, vengeance is never justified. No matter how badly someone has hurt you, you need to calmly reply and walk away. For instance, it could be your best friend who betrayed you, someone who spread false rumors about you in public, your partner who cheated on you, or your boss who unfairly criticized you. No matter what, you need to calmly evaluate the situation. If appropriate, express your hurt feelings in a polite way, demand a correction or apology, and if this is not possible, pack your bags and walk away. Don't do the same thing to the other person. Don't sink down to their level. Instead, maintain your humanity, defend yourself, claim an apology, or walk away. For example, imagine you are falsely accused at work by a colleague seeking to undermine you. The initial reaction might be to retaliate, but Socrates would advise against this. Instead, address the false accusations calmly and factually with your superiors. This approach not only maintains your integrity, but also highlights your professionalism. Another example could be a friend who betrays your trust. Instead of spreading rumors or seeking to hurt them in return, confront them with how their actions affected you. If reconciliation is not possible, it's better to part ways than to engage in a cycle of revenge. This helps preserve your peace of mind and moral high ground. By adhering to Socratic wisdom, you practice self-control and uphold your values even when provoked. This path ensures personal growth and a clear conscience, ultimately fostering a more just and compassionate society. Number 9. Have a sense of humor. In our final quote from Socrates for this video, he says, "By all means marry. You get a good wife, you'll become happy. You get a bad one, you'll become a philosopher." Socrates was well known for his sense of humor, often making jokes about his wife, Xanthippe, who was 30 years younger than him. He described her as having a bad temper and a difficult personality, suggesting that their challenging marriage helped him become a philosopher. Even in prison before his death, when Xanthippe cried and said he was condemned unfairly, he quipped, "Would you think this situation was less regrettable if they'd condemned me fairly?" We can all implement a bit of Socratic humor in our lives. No matter the situation, good or bad, making jokes can lighten the mood and bring people closer. Laughter is a powerful tool that releases stress and makes us more resilient against life's difficulties. For example, in a stressful work environment, sharing a light-hearted joke with colleagues can diffuse tension and foster camaraderie. Humor can also strengthen relationships. Studies show that relationships are more likely to last. Partners share a similar sense of humor. To make your relationships long-lasting, as comedian Reginald D. Hunter says, you have to find the funnies. This might mean watching shows, movies, or comedians you both enjoy, or simply finding humor in everyday situation. A good joke, said without malice, can uplift spirits and create memorable moments. For instance, imagine you're stuck in traffic with a friend or partner. Instead of getting frustrated, you could make a joke about the situation, turning a potentially stressful moment into a shared laugh. This approach not only improves your mood, but also strengthens your bond. Incorporating humor into daily life can also help in dealing with personal challenges. If you're facing a difficult project at work, rather than stressing, try to find the lighter side. Perhaps you make a self-deprecating joke about the complexity of the task, which can ease your anxiety and make the work seem less daunting. Socratic humor teaches us to approach life with a lighter heart. By not taking ourselves too seriously and finding the funny side of situations, we can navigate life's challenges with grace and joy. Embrace humor, and you'll find it a valuable ally in maintaining mental and emotional well-being. By applying these 9 teachings of Socratic philosophy, you can navigate life's challenges with wisdom, humor, and resilience. Remember to open yourself to the truth, be courageous, and embrace authenticity. Practice humility, beware the busyness of life, and see yourself as a citizen of the world. Find happiness in simplicity, avoid the trap of vengeance, and always maintain a sense of humor. If you found value in these timeless lessons, please leave a thumbs up to help others discover this wisdom. If you're new here, subscribe to Stoic Quotes 365 and hit the notification bell for more insights into ancient philosophy. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in our next video. To continue your journey with Socratic teachings, select one of the videos that will appear on your screen now. Stay wise and keep questioning.